media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up. What's up? How you doing? And it's Louis Say with your legs media. Just right on the back of Cyclocross race that just finished. Epic race. It was the long-awaited showdown all season between Matheui van der Poel and Wout van Aert. And yeah, it happened. It happened at the exact cross today. And the winner of today was Matheui van der Poel. He ended up winning the day. Wout van Aert looked like he had early in the week he had the flu. He was sick with the flu, so I didn't think that, in all honesty, if you have the flu early in the week, it still your body still needs probably like a week and a bit to fully recover from that to get to full strength. So I really didn't expect him to be actually challenge Van der Poel for the win, and which he didn't. He had a little spill towards the end, which just left him off the podium. But it was a good day out. It was definitely a good race. And in the ladies' race, none of the big like Fem Van Empel, Park Peterson, Sailing Alvarado, Lucinda Brand, and none of those ladies showed up. And I think it's because everyone's going to France tomorrow for the next series of the World Cup. So it's like, take a miss at this because this is a smaller race. And Van der Poel and Wout van Aert are not really focusing on the World Cup so much, so it's not that big a deal. They may show up to the World Cup tomorrow. Who knows? We don't know. But it was a good showing by Wout van Aert. It's good to see him back on the cyclocross track, getting his legs back, getting back in the mix. And he looked a little bit out of sorts, like it's like an old guy in the cyclocross. And Matheui van der Poel was crazy. Van der Poel and Wout van Aert look like the old guys in cyclocross now. That is just crazy. But it was a really good race. The results finished really interesting. You got Lauren Schrack from Craylen. He did really well to stick with Matheui for most of the way. I think he only finished like 30 seconds down on Matheui. He had a really good showing. And so what did the podium look like? The podium looked like as follows. So this was the podium for the men. So as you can see, Matheui van der Poel was the winner on the day. And then was in second place was Lauren Schrack. And then in third place was your European champion, Thibaut Nice, who had a really good race. Thibaut Nice was battling the whole time with the Wout van Aert until Wout actually went down. It was like Wout van Aert, Thibaut Nice, and Lauren Schrack, because Schrack was like trying to catch Van der Poel, but he wasn't able to catch Van der Poel. And then as he died, Thibaut Nice put in the big surge, and with Wout van Aert on his wheel, and then they caught Lauren Schrack. So then now it was a 3-up race for the second place, or for the top three, yeah, for the next 2 spots on the podium. And it looked like it was going to be a 3-up race, and Wout van Aert just in one of the corners, it looked like fatigue was kicking in, and he just went down, to a little inattentive on one of the corners. His first course race back, not bad, 4th place, just missed the podium, and he went down, and then it left it for Thibaut Nice and Lauren Schrack to duke it out. And then there's a really long straightaway into the start finish. Schrack and Thibaut Nice are both considered pretty good sprinters, and Thibaut was able to outsprint Schrack in the sprint. But it like, from what the commentator was saying, it sounded like Schrack had like a little bit of an issue in his with his equipment or something. So hey, it is what it is. But he got out sprinted by Thibaut Nice. So sorry, I said Schrack was second. I'm sorry, Thibaut Nice was second, and Schrack was third. So apologies. So yeah, that's how that went down. So yeah, Matheui van der Poel finishing on top of the podium again. So that's 4 races in a row for Matheui van der Poel, followed by Thibaut Nice, and then followed by Schrack. And I think Thibaut Nice has been like on the podium out of the 4 times that Matheui has won. I think Thibaut Nice has managed to get on the podium twice. So that was the men's result. And in the ladies, you had Sana Kent finishing third. Did she finish third? Yeah, she finished third, with Maria Ribaroli finishing first. And apologies to the young lady from the UK who finished second. I can't remember her name off the top of my head at this minute, but that was your podium for the ladies. Son, I can't. Like I said, most of all the main hitters for the ladies were not there. So, no Alvarado, no Van Van Empel, no Park Peterson, no Lucinda Brand, no I can't remember her name, but yeah, all of the ladies that that would uh, that would have been there to contest this finish or contest this race, they weren't there today because there's the next World Cup, the next series of the World Cup, which is in France. I think it's Biscone or something like that. So that's where the next series of the World Cup is. So they have to travel with a lot of stuff, a lot of equipment. So, instead of going to this race today, having to clean up everything from today's muddy race and then try to get to tomorrow in France is a big deal. So why not just go down to France today so that they could get some practice in and they're good to go. So it was a sort of a weaker field, but it's still a good race. And she's probably the all time greatest cyclocross female rider. She's been in the sport for 20 years. This is her last year in, so I thought she was going to win. I was hoping she would get on the podium and she would win, but she didn't. But she'll get on top of the podium. But she finished third. She finished in second place. She finished in second place, yes, because Maria just dropped her with like about a lap and a half to go and was able to hold her off. So that's what the exact course today's exact course looked like. And yeah, so it was get rid of that guy. The exact course today was pretty. It was good. It was a good race. It was a tough course. Um, yeah, it was a tough course, and it was good to see Wout van Aert back out in the mix doing his thing. I can't believe I forgot to put the banner out. So the next thing we're gonna get into is some comments on the. Let's see if I could pull it up. So this is going to be our next time to respond to some comments on a post that I made a little while ago, and it's about Tadej Pogacar. Is he the GOAT? So we need to think this wrong one. So we're gonna bring my come on guy. There we go, and we want you. Okay, so let's get into these comments. And the comments are pretty interesting. So I thought I would give a response to the comments because I think they deserve, they deserve a response. I haven't had a chance to get to them, and I wanted to get to them, but I wanted to respond to them like this. So let's see. So we go. So, time. I can't read it. It says Judge 3719. Judge 3719. I can't read the other writing. It says, we have to acknowledge that the modern peloton is far, far more professional and competitive than it was during our Roach and Merckx eras. Each rider is the greatest of the era, and the greatest of the era. Can't we just accept that? I totally agree with you. We can accept that. Each era is different, and you have to take on. Merckx and those guys obviously weren't using electronic equipment. They didn't have carbon fiber wheels and the latest ergonomic and wattage machines and all of this, and tubeless wheels and tires and everything. So the bikes weigh a whole lot less. The materials respond a whole lot differently. So we have to take that into account as well. And also something that I think Merckx pointed out, or Lamont pointed out, that basically today's riders basically are riding at almost a kilo to 2 kilos lighter than what those guys are riding. I have no doubt that some of the guys that race back with Merckx, those guys are pretty hard. Those guys are pretty tough. They probably could get into a boxing ring with Mike Tyson. Some of those guys are so tough and so hard and so sturdy. So it was definitely a different type of rider, a different type of skill, different type of strength. And just so in that time and in that era for the equipment and how things were going. So it definitely marks the time and era. And I think if those guys were brought forward to today, with all today's advances in technologies, and they lost the weight and they had the equipment, I, I think they'll probably be competitive as well. So we can't discount that they're talented. So they were definitely talented in their right. What's the next comment? The next comment is Mike Martinez. It says Poggi has already cemented his place in the uh, pantheons of cycling greatness. At a young age of 26 years, already has history on his side and will continue to write more of this dominance and exploits. Right now, he is his only competition. I somewhat agree with that a little bit. But I do think Jonas Vingegaard can push him and can challenge him, especially in the tour, because as Jonas is not focusing on anything else. So Jonas is going to be, I think, at a slight advantage because Jonas is not doing all the classic races and all the monuments and stuff that Pogacar is doing. So it's gonna put a slight chink in the armor of Pogacar, and but at the same time, it's going to make him Pogacar a little stronger as well. So it makes it something even more to fear. So I think you're right on that, but that does have its pros and cons, and we will see how that goes, and especially coming in 2025. And yeah, if hopefully Poggi could go back to back and get Tour de France win number 4. And three more comments. It says bad on NK, and it says everyone with a common sense understands it's not even in the conversation anymore. Pogacar is much better than Merckx. Than than uh, than that. Even to talk about it, it is silly. Merckx is a modern cyclist. He wouldn't even sniff for the top 20. Uh, in Flandern, for instance, Pogacar is so much better than the conversation. It's just nostalgia. It's just a nostalgia thing. In reality, it's not even a conversation at all. Um, I, I have to disagree with that a little bit. To say that he wouldn't get, Merckx wouldn't get into the top 20 is sort of crazy. And like I was just saying from the other comment, I think if you brought Merckx forward and he has all the same advantages that Poggi has, you get Merckx on a diet, you lighten him up, you straighten him up, you give him all of the equipment and the technological advances, the food, the eating and stuff. I think Merckx would be right there because Merckx was a beast. So I would disagree with that too in that part that if you brought Merckx forward to today, if you brought Merckx forward today as is, same bike, same equipment, same body size and all that, then yeah, you have a point. But if he's coming into the era today, you don't go into a new arena and you just see what everyone else is doing and you just ignore it. You're gonna adapt. You need to pivot. If you don't pivot, hey, it is what it is. You lose out. So it says Jap Han says not too early. Look at the performance of Poggi. Poggi is better. So I guess he's responding to it's not too early to put him into that Hall of Fame. I don't think it's too early either, but I think that he still needs some time so that he can solidify his place. So I don't have any doubt that he's going to be the greatest. Now Marx was great for a long time. If you value longevity highly, you will choose Marx as the GOAT. If you value peak performance above all, you will choose Poggi. Both are valued, valid picks, depending on how you define greatness. If Poggi continues like he did this season, he will be the only valid pick for GOAT in the near future. Roach should not be mentioned in this conversation. Well, Roach is mentioned in the conversation only because the conversation was brought to fore because of the great, having one of the greatest years. And in that year, you did the triple, you did the World Championships, the Tour de France, and a Monument. And so that those are the only riders who have done this. So that's why Roach is mentioned. Roach isn't mentioned in overall, just overall, like you know races and rides from like past years and stuff. It's just for like who comes into the ranking of these years, like these amazing years. So and it's these three cyclists. So, but yeah, so Roach he gets included into the conversation because of that. And so someone's being funny, and it's like who's the greatest? Froome. If Froome hadn't mashed himself up, man, and he's got one more year. He said he's gonna finish up this year on his birthday and stuff, and we see what happens. And I just kept my fingers crossed for him, hoping that he would be able to do his thing and get back on form, get back on par, and get formed. But he hasn't been able to do it. It's like that rap song, not gonna be able to do it, but we will see. Anyway, let's get this guy back. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for definitely tuning in, and I appreciate everyone. If you've hit the like button, thank you. If you've subscribed to the channel, thank you. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I just need one more subscriber to get to 600. I just need one subscriber. It's been at $5.99 for forever. So just that one subscriber, whoever you are, I appreciate you. And I'm out, and it's going to be another busy weekend. So we got the race in France tomorrow, and I'm going to try to come to you live tomorrow and bring you a race report on France after they finish the World Cup series in France. The World Cup round in France. And then also there's another race on Sunday and then Monday. It's a busy weekend. Alrighty, we will see you later. Thank you for tuning in. It's Sleepy Say With Your Legs Media. And until the next one, see ya. With Your Legs Media, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.